Hello everyone, welcome to Arka Science, and today in this video I will be discussing the transit of Mercury into the sign of Pisces. On 24th of March 2022, Mercury is going to enter its debilitation sign Pisces, and for the next 15 days till 8th of April 2022, Mercury will be in the sign of Pisces, and then it will come out and it will go into the sign of Aries. But this 15 days is going to be very crucial. Any time a transit of any planet takes place, it is not only about that planet. It is basically a collective influence of energies provided by other planets also. If you carefully look into the sign of Pisces from last 2 years, you will be finding that the third aspect of Saturn is falling on the sign of Pisces. And now Mercury is going to enter the sign of Pisces, getting debilitated. So it will be receiving the third aspect of Saturn also. So yes, in the transit Mercury will be weak, Mercury will be afflicted. Let us talk about the dispositor of Mercury. Dispositor of Mercury means the lord of the sign Pisces, that is Jupiter. Jupiter is 12th from Pisces, that is in the sign of Aquarius. So when we talk about the mutual relationship between Mercury and Jupiter, the moment Mercury enters the sign of Pisces, it will be a relationship of 12 houses away from itself. Mercury will be second from Jupiter, Jupiter will be 12th from Mercury, which is actually not a good position as far as the transits or the placements in a particular zodiac sign is concerned. Now since Mercury will be in a debilitated state along with the aspect of Saturn, so now our logical reasoning or analytical intelligence will not only be challenged but also will be restrictive. In certain areas of our life, wheresoever this transit is happening, and you can definitely look into it through your ascendant, whatever ascendant you may be, you can be Aries ascendant, Libra ascendant, Taurus, Scorpio, whatever it is. Looking into your ascendant sign, wheresoever this transit of Mercury is happening, and the houses where Mercury rules over, those significance or our power to grasp the knowledge or information regarding the significance of those houses will be restricted, will also face some kind of problems, some kind of challenges. During this 15 days, every one of us may feel some kind of stagnation regarding the information which we receive or our thought process which we are trying to express in front of the world. There can be some kind of misinformation also, misinterpretation of our thoughts, or it may also happen that due to too much thoughts and imagination, we think something else, we express something else, leading to some kind of misinformation, miscommunication can be said. So these are the things which has to be taken care of primarily. Mercury rules over our speech, communication, intelligence, finances, wealth. So since it will be in debilitated state, afflicted by the aspect of Saturn, during this 15 days, our finance, wealth, investments has to be done very carefully. Depending upon the particular houses which I will be discussing in this particular video, you will understand that why this transit of Mercury is going to be very crucial. Now, normally I ask you to check the transits from the ascendant sign, but this video during this transit, you must check from your ascendant sign and your moon sign also. There is a reason for that. Moon is basically our emotions, our mind, the senses, how we sense certain things through the mind, correct? But how we are analyzing it, we can listen something, we can see something, we can taste something, we can feel something, how we are interpreting it, that is Mercury. So this transit of Mercury into its debilitation state has to be checked through your ascendant sign and your moon sign both, so that you can actually understand that how this debilitation of intelligence, logical and analytical intelligence, is giving some kind of impact on our mind, on our emotional self, and the physical reality, that is the ascendant sign. So both the signs has to be checked very carefully, and definitely this will bring different kinds of results for every one of us. Those who are running through the Mercury Mahadasha, Antardasha, or even Pratyantar Dasha, or even running through the dasas of Jupiter, they will have more impact of this transit of Mercury into the sign of Pisces. Or if suppose Mercury is transiting over any kind of natal planet in your chart, so again the flavors of the result will be quite modified depending upon the significance of the planet over which Mercury is transiting. So it will depend from horoscope to horoscopes, from me, you and everyone, correct? It will be a bit different, but we can actually understand that what are the basic things we must look upon this transit is bringing in our life. So we have to understand that. So in this video we will be discussing regarding all those things for all the 12 ascendant signs. You can check it from your moon sign also, that I will recommend for this video basically specifically. And anytime if you are new to this channel, then tap onto the subscribe button, click onto the notification bell icon, so that every time I make a new video you get notified instantly. And anytime if you want a consultation from me, check the links in the description section, so that you can get a one-on-one consultation with me regarding your personalized horoscope readings. And your comments are always welcome to me, and please share your queries or your opinions regarding this video in the comment box below. And if you like this video, press the like button, share to your near and dear ones, so that they may also come to know regarding how this transit is going to be very crucial for them and how they can manage it accordingly. So now we will be discussing regarding all the 12 ascendant signs or the moon signs. You can check it in that way. For the Aries ascendant people, Mercury rules over your 3rd house and your 6th house. Mercury rules over your valor, your courage, your efforts, your communication skills, and your hard work. Your hard work, your struggles, your ability to face the challenges and struggles in your life, that is Mercury, 3rd and 6th lord, and it is getting debilitated in the 12th house of loss. So the first and foremost thing during this span of 15 days is going to be is that makes your the efforts and actions which you are putting forward during this span of time, you have to be very calculative regarding any kind of communication you are making with your friends, with your relatives, with your neighborhood, even with your siblings also, or any person in your immediate contact. That can lead to some kind of miscommunications. Your relationship with these people, your neighborhood, your siblings, friends, has to be checked during this particular time, this transit, this 15 days. Whatever work you do, any new projects or any new ventures, if you get during this time, you have to be very analytical regarding the research work. First you have to see that what type of efforts you are going to put forward during this transit. very important, I will say. Without proper homework, you should not jump into the efforts and actions regarding any kind of project or any kind of work. Look into it, act upon its merit, then only you can get some good results. And yes, it's a span of 15 days, so don't overdo anything. Take some time and then you can get a better result for it. For the Taurus ascendant people, Mercury is your second and fifth lord. So basically it rules over your speech, it rules over your family, your wealth, your intelligence, your creativity, your speculative ideas and business, your creative self-expression, your progeny, your children. So Mercury is a very important planet for Taurus ascendant people. And it is getting debilitated in the 11th house of gains. So that means the money houses are getting linked. Second house is basically the storage of wealth. It is the money which we get and we save it. Fifth house also deals with the speculative business, share market, stock market. And when we talk about the 11th house, it is the house of gains, incoming of wealth. So the first thing here I will say that any kind of money matter which links with your friends, which links with your family members, with your network circle, you have to be very cautious during this time. Or I will say, don't invest or don't make any financial decision during this 15 days. Try to avoid it. If it is inevitable, then go through it very properly. There is a chance that some kind of misinformation may come in front of you, and later on you may feel that I did a blunder, I invested the money in some wrong purpose or in some wrong place. So do the proper homework, do proper research work. First of all, try to avoid it. Secondly, since it is Mercury is lord of your fifth house also, so how you are creatively expressing yourself in front of the world has to be taken care of during this time. Since Mercury is debilitated, so whatever you say, whatever you express, your thought process, how you present in front of the world has to be checked very carefully. All of a sudden, don't say anything which can lead to some kind of controversy or disputes and can create some kind of problems, because Mercury is your second lord, so it rules over your speech also. So this gives a proper hint that when you are connecting your family values and your network circle, there can be some kind of conflicts between them. Since Mercury is your second lord, so it rules over your family values also, so there can be some kind of conflicts when you are dealing with your family values and your network circle, because it is the 11th house, Pisces. So these are the things which you have to take care. And since Mercury rules over your fifth house also, take care regarding the health of your children. When you are learning new things, basically you are dealing with the intelligence part. Make sure, are you learning the correct thing, or your idea or the process method by which you are learning it, you are gaining that skill set is correct or not, or you are choosing the proper things or not. So regarding that also you have to be very cautious during this particular 15 days. For the Gemini ascendant people, Mercury is your ascendant lord itself, and Mercury will be debilitated in your 10th house of career and profession. Normally it is said that when the ascendant lord goes into the 10th house of career and profession, it becomes very strong, because 10th house is the highest of the Kendra houses, and basically 10th house deals with the mid-heaven, where the brightness of the sunlight is highest. So what happens, it gives a person that independent stature, it makes a person very powerful. but here Mercury is becoming debilitated. So what will happen? You will get new sets of responsibilities, but you may be unaware of the knowledge or information regarding how to perform those responsibilities during this 15 days. So if it is possible, then you can take those duties or responsibilities after some time when Mercury comes out of this debilitation after 15 days. Or if suppose even if you get this kind of duties, or you may get some chance to deal with your superiors or authorities during this 15 days, where you may get to know some about some kind of projects regarding whom you are unaware or how to perform it. You may face this kind of situations during this 15 days. Your work management, your work environment may be very expectant regarding how you are working on these projects, but you may feel very difficult, very challenging during this time. So I will say that either try to take these responsibilities a bit late when Mercury comes out of the sign of Pisces, or even suppose if it is inevitable you are getting the responsibilities, then have a proper research on it, work on it, take some time and then perform it. All of a sudden don't jump into those responsibilities, otherwise it can create some kind of problems. Secondly, since Mercury is also communication, documentation, any kind of pen and paper work is Mercury. Any kind of management work is also Mercury. So since it is in the house of career, profession, mass fame, 10th house is also mass fame. So how you are expressing your thoughts in front of the whole world has to be taken care of. Your documentation work has to be well done during this time. Check it 2 times, 3 times, if necessary 5 times, because one mistake can lead to another, and you will be coming to know regarding that after some time, not that time, after some time. Because since Mercury is debilitated, so what will happen, that analyzing of that mistake will also happen a bit late. So by the time the information comes to you, it will be completely out of your grip. So check the documents, take the paperwork, look into the fact how you are expressing your thoughts in front of your superiors. Don't say anything which you must not say, correct? So these are the things which you have to be very careful. Mercury is also your 4th lord, so take care regarding the happiness, regarding your peace of mind at your home also. Certain matters regarding your home can also come in front of you, where you may feel, should I manage my home matters, should I manage my official matters, what should I do? You may feel like that. So you have to be very cautious during this time, this 15 days. For the Cancer ascendant people, Mercury is going to transit in your 9th house. Mercury is your 12th lord, Mercury is your 3rd lord. Since it is your 3rd lord, so basically it is the planet of your efforts, your valor, and also your communication, transiting through the 9th house of belief system, our faith, religious ideas, religion, higher spiritual knowledge. So what is basically going to happen is that certain kind of knowledge which belongs to religious ideas or of our faith, of our belief system, it can be higher spiritual ideas also, or maybe higher education. So certain kind of information can come in front of you which you may not be able to grasp it, or you may feel you may not be ready to accept it. Or it may also happen that you say something regarding those kind of things regarding your someone's faith, belief system or religious ideas, which you should not be saying, or which you should not be expressing in front of the others, because Mercury is your 3rd lord. Your communicative ideas is ruled by Mercury. So be very careful regarding what you are saying in front of the world, because you see, when we check the 3rd house is also the house which deals with immediate environment. the people with whom we deal with everyday life. It can be the neighbors, friends, siblings, uh, any people of immediate contact. That is third house. Ninth house is basically higher knowledge, and Mercury is getting debilitated over there. So what is happening when you are communicating regarding faith, religious ideas with those peoples with whom you are meeting daily? So it is getting spreaded much easier and much more. So be very careful regarding how you are communicating with them. During this time, I will say avoid any kind of journeys, be it short journeys, be it long journeys. It can lead to some kind of harassment, basically wastage of time. So this 15 days, try to avoid any kind of arguments, any kind of disputes specifically related to religious ideas, faith. There can be some kind of miscommunication with your elders, father, okay, any elders in your family, or even your father also. So make sure that when you are dealing with your elders, try to bring some kind of respect, try to bring some kind of soft and calm nature. Okay, this is very essential during this time, because it may happen that your guru or your father is trying to convey you some information, but you are unable to accept it, or you are not understanding how to follow it. You may feel like that. So it will take you some time, take some time, have a research on it, and then act upon it. Okay, these are the essential part. When we talk about the Leo ascendant people, Mercury is going to transit in your 8th house. Mercury is very essential planet for you, because Mercury rules over your finances, be it incoming of wealth, be it storage of wealth. Mercury is your 2nd and 11th lord. So when this planet becomes debilitated in the 8th house, so what happens? Any kind of financial matter can suddenly bring some kind of ups and downs in your life. All of a sudden stress, anxiety, insecurity. These 15 days you may suddenly feel that I am getting insecure regarding my finances, or you may feel that I was expecting some incoming of wealth, but now there is some kind of uncertainty. That unpredictable moments can surround you during this particular time. So the first and foremost thing here is that any matter regarding wealth, finance, money has to be taken very carefully, or I will say try to avoid it during this time. When you are dealing with your network circle, when you are dealing with your friend circle regarding any kind of money matter, like someone may say you that why don't you invest your money here, you will get more and more gains, more and more returns. So be very careful during this time, during these 15 days. In fact, what you can do during these 15 days, you can be more calm, composed, work through it, research through it, and when Mercury comes out of debilitation, then you can think of whether you should invest or not. Not during this time. Secondly, since Mercury is also your 2nd lord for the Leo ascendant people, getting debilitated in the 8th house, so your fixed asset and your joint asset both are getting affected during this time. So you have to be very careful regarding your expenses also. Or you may feel that should I invest here or should I invest there? I will say hold on for some time till Mercury comes out of debilitation, and then you can think of it. Your speech has to be very careful during this time. Mercury is your 2nd lord. Be very, very, very careful regarding how you are dealing with your family members, regarding how you are dealing with your in-laws. Any kind of family matter may come in front of you which can create some kind of rift in your marital life also, because 8th house is also the longevity of marriage, marital life. So any kind of family problem may come suddenly in your family, that marital life, and you are held responsible to solve it. Okay, and since Mercury is our intelligence getting debilitated, so you may feel very challenging. It can create some extraordinary struggles for you. Since it is 8th house, getting debilitated in the 8th house, so suddenly it will erupt in front of you, and everyone will expect that this person is going to solve it, but it is very difficult for you to solve it. So be very careful regarding how you are dealing with your family members or how you are dealing with family matters during this 15 days. Okay, you have to be very careful regarding that. For the Virgo ascendant people, Mercury is your Lagna Lord itself, and Mercury is getting debilitated in the 7th house of marriage, partnership, business partnership, trade. Mercury is your 10th Lord also. Now, when you are dealing with your partner, basically relationships, marriage, your personality, that is the first house, will be under the scanner. So how you are expressing your thoughts or how you are communicating with your partner, your spouse, wife or husband, has to be very cautiously done. Anything which you speak, anything how you interpret any kind of information along with your partner has to be judged, has to be taken care very nicely. Otherwise, what will happen? This can lead to miscommunication. This can lead to some kind of unnecessary arguments, disputes. Too much expectations can be there at times. There can be this kind of situation that the partner may feel that I expected that you will understand, but since Mercury is the Lagna Lord getting debilitated and the person didn't get the situation and doesn't understand, so what will happen? There can be some kind of rift. So don't overdo anything, just judge the situation according to the merit and act upon it. Sometimes it is good to be slow. Okay, this is the first thing which I will say you. Since it is your 10th Lord also getting debilitated, so regarding that I will say, when you are dealing with your business partners, or suppose if you are thinking that should I go into this contract or not, or should I sign into this legal new legal binding or not, or new contract papers or new business strategies or not, if you are thinking regarding that, then this particular 15 days you need to be very careful. Or I will say, when Mercury comes out of this debilitation, then you can work upon this kind of things, or you can think of this kind of things. This is not the correct time, because this will not only give you some wrong results, but also can disturb the relationship between you and your business partners in long run. Okay, so you have to be very careful regarding that. And why it is going to impact you more? Because Mercury is the Lagna Lord itself. It is you itself, correct? First Lord. So be very careful. For the Libra ascendant people, Mercury is very essential planet for you because it rules over your 9th Lord, 9th house, and your 12th house of spirituality, loss, salvation. So it rules over your spiritual houses, basically 9th house and 12th house for the Libra ascendant people. Getting debilitated in the 6th house, in the sign of Pisces. So in one way you can say that the Lord of luck, fortune, prosperity is getting debilitated. So at times you may feel that since it is getting debilitated in the 6th house, so you may feel that whenever a new struggle or challenge is coming in front of me, my luck is not favoring me, my fortune is not favoring me. You may feel like that during this particular 15 days. Since 6th house also deals with obstacles, obstructions, disputes, fights, injuries, accidents, debts, enemies, and Mercury is our speech, communication, expression of thoughts. 9th house is also law and 6th house is disputes. So here most important part is that don't go into any kind of unnecessary arguments which can lead to some kind of disputes. Or suppose if you are thinking that should I follow this particular path or not, be very careful regarding are you following the righteous path or not, because that can not only lead to some kind of problems in future in disputes, but also can lead to some kind of problems related to law. Try to avoid any kind of legal pursuits during this time. If you are thinking that dealing with this person can lead to arguments or any kind of problem in life, try to avoid it. This is not a good time to taking loan or debts. Regarding health, I will say that since Mercury is your 12th lord, transiting through the 6th house, getting debilitated. So regarding health also, I will say that try to take care of your health. Expenses has to be cut down during this time. Any kind of sudden expenses can come in front of you. So you have to be very careful regarding that. One good thing regarding this transit is there. Whenever a debilitated planet transits through the 6th house, it gives a person a new zeal to do extra hard work. So it may happen that your luck is temporarily not supporting you because of its debilitation, but it can definitely give you a new power to work through the challenge through your hard work. But are you doing the hard work in correct place or not? That will depend upon your research, that will depend upon your homework, how you are breaking down the problem into small pieces and cracking it one by one. So you have to be very careful regarding these things. That is for the Libra ascendant people. For the Scorpio ascendant people, Mercury is your 8th lord and 11th lord, transiting through the 5th house of intelligence. So first of all, here it will directly impact your thought process, your intelligence, your intellect, your creative ideas. Since it is your 8th lord, so there can be certain ups and downs regarding what knowledge you are getting or what you are putting forward in front of the world. Since it is getting debilitated and in the 5th house, in the house of creative self-expression, so how you are expressing your speech, your communication, your writing, your publishing, whatever it is, be very careful regarding how people can take it. It can also lead to some kind of miscommunication. Okay, so be very careful regarding that. Since 5th house is also the house of new kind of learning, make sure the things which you are going to learn is correct for you or not. If you are confused, if you are unsure, then you can work on it, you can do some research on it, and after Mercury comes out of debilitation, then you can start it again for new. Otherwise it will waste some time of yours, and it can lead to some kind of confusion that I didn't want this ultimately. Since Mercury is also your 11th lord, getting debilitated in the 5th house, so any kind of investment related to speculation, stock market, share market, or anything related to that has to be avoided during this time, which specifically links with your friend circle or network circle. Now since it is also your 8th lord getting debilitated, so what happens that suddenly something will happen. You suppose you invested some money in some speculative ideas or business. All of a sudden you may feel that, oh, this is not happening according to my will or according to my wish. Okay, so financial ideas or investments regarding speculative ideas or this kind of thing has to be avoided. It can also make you feel that I expected this kind of gains can happen in front of me in my life, but all of a sudden everything is seeming very vague, very unclear. So wait for it. When Mercury comes out of its debilitation, then you can see the clear picture. For the Sagittarius ascendant people, Mercury is your 7th and 10th lord, getting debilitated in the 4th house. So first of all, how you are dealing with the common people, everyone has to be very careful. You need to be very careful, or how you are expressing your intellect, your management abilities in front of your work arena, or how you are dealing with your colleagues, your superiors, your authorities during this time has to be very careful. See, when you talk about the 7th house, 7th house is also 10th from the 10th house, and 10th house itself is the house of profession, and these two houses also deals with, which can give you huge amount of fame. 10th house basically deals with the mid-heaven. That is the reason when a planet sits in the 10th house, it becomes very strong. It has the ability to give you highest of the results. And when you talk about the 7th house, 7th house is just opposite to the 1st house, so it deals with the masses, mass fame. 10th from the 10th house, so it also deals with mass fame. So how you are expressing your thoughts, your communicative ideas, your expression, your logical reasoning power will be judged by every one of the people with whom you are dealing with. So try to avoid any kind of unnecessary disputes regarding how you are expressing your ideas. Your work arena, your workplace, where you are, whatever work you are doing, it has to be done very neat and carefully. Regarding the document work, regarding how you are expressing, you are talking with your communicating with your superiors, it may happen that sudden responsibilities may come in front of your work responsibilities, which you may not like, and which can also disturb your internal peace of mind, domestic happiness also. Sudden work pressure can come in front of you, which you may feel that I have no idea regarding this, and that can disturb your domestic happiness also. So you have to take some time. It's just a matter of 15 days. Okay. For the Capricorn ascendant people, Mercury will be transiting in your 3rd house in the sign of Pisces. Mercury is your 6th and 9th lord. So Mercury is a very important planet for you. It is the planet of luck and fortune for the Capricorn ascendant people. Since it is also the ruler of your 6th house, so it rules over your struggles, your challenges, your hard work. Getting debilitated in the 3rd house of efforts, valor and courage. So at times you may feel that I am putting my hard work, I am doing my best, but still my efforts are not fructifying into the results which I wanted. So take some time. It may happen the way by which you are doing your work, you have to work on that way. Do some research work on that. And then when after Mercury comes out of its debilitation, then you can get results for it. Don't forget, Mercury is also your 9th lord, your lord of your luck, fortune, your belief system, your faith, religious ideas, getting debilitated in the 3rd house. So when you are preaching regarding your faith, your belief system, religious ideas or higher spiritual knowledge, make sure that you are talking with proper logic and reasoning. That can lead to some kind of disputes, since it is happening in the 3rd house of communication. So with whom you are communicating, specifically 3rd house deals with the immediate people of immediate contact, with whom we meet daily. So what will happen, you may talk about certain things and it can get spreaded with everyone very quickly. So be very careful regarding how you are preaching the things, because it is your ninth lord. And yes, definitely during this time try to avoid any kind of travels. It can basically lead to wandering. Try to avoid travels during this particular 15 days. How you are dealing with your elders, your father, your guru has to be very carefully done during this time, because when you talk about the higher ideas, that higher ideas we get from our elders, from our guru, from our father. So it may happen that at that particular moment of time when Mercury will be debilitated, you may get the ideas, but you may be unsure that how to use it in your life, because you may get it, but how to use it through your intelligence, you may face some kind of problems regarding that. So wait for it for next 15 days when Mercury comes out of debilitation, and then you can work on it. Okay. For the Aquarius ascendant people, Mercury will be debilitated in your second house. Mercury is your 5th and 8th lord. Since second house and 5th house is coming in conjunction, means coming in contact, I will say. So yes, they are the financial houses also, because second house is your investment, your fixed asset, your wealth, basically your savings, and 5th house is the new ideas of investment, speculative ideas, speculative businesses. So during this time I will say that any type of speculative ideas or any investments regarding that, try to avoid it until and unless it is inevitable. Even if it is inevitable, try to have proper research on it, and when Mercury comes out of debilitation in next 15 days, then you can act upon it. Second house is also the house of our family tradition, family values. So all of a sudden there can be some miscommunication or arguments or possible disputes with family members also, because Mercury is your 8th lord. Don't forget that, coming into this second house. So there can be some kind of disputes or arguments. Try to avoid it. If not necessary, try to avoid the situation, because it's just a span of 15 days, and after 15 days everything will be okay. So try to have that calm and composed that composure during this time when you are dealing regarding what you are saying, how you are expressing your thoughts, especially with your family members. And don't forget, 8th house also deals with the longevity of marriage, in-laws, joint assets, and second house is the fixed assets. So any matter regarding be it joint asset or fixed asset, be very careful. Don't take any decision during this debilitation of Mercury. How you are dealing with your married life has to be also checked, because it can happen that any kind of marital matter can disturb your family happiness also, or can create some kind of rifts between your family members. So you have to balance the thing during this time. Okay, so these are the things which you have to take care. For the Pisces ascendant people, Mercury is your 4th and your 7th lord, transiting through the first house. Normally it is said that when Mercury transits through the first house, it brings lots of good information, knowledge for the person. For that particular transit, the person becomes very knowledgeable, very wise. But now it is getting debilitated. So you have to be careful regarding what kind of informations are coming in front of you, whether those informations are correct or not, or whether you are ready to accept those informations and use in your life or not. You have to be very careful regarding that. Since Mercury transit in the first house makes you very intelligent, makes you very communicative, and now it is getting debilitated. So what you are communicating in front of the whole world has to be taken into care, because just opposite to the first house is the seventh house of masses. So what information you are spreading, how you are expressing your thoughts, will be judged by the whole of the other masses, the other people. So that can lead to some kind of confusion, that can lead to some kind of disputes also at times. Since Mercury is transiting through the first house, getting debilitated, so it can directly impact your thought process, the mental intelligence, the logical intelligence. It can directly impact you. At times you may feel that how to work on it, how to think the proper idea, you may be a bit delayed, or you may feel that I am not getting the idea at this moment of time, I am taking lot of time. You may get frustrated at times, but it's normal, it's natural during this transit. So take some time. If you are not getting the idea all of a sudden, no matter, take some time, just a span of 15 days, because don't forget, Mercury will directly look into your 7th house of relationships. So one mistake done by you will directly impact your relationship, your marriage. The communication between you and your partner will be impacted then. So take some time, don't overdo anything. Mercury is also your 4th lord, so it will directly impact your family happiness, your domestic happiness also. So take care regarding any matter regarding your home and marriage, partnerships, business partnerships also. Okay, so these are the things which you have to be very careful of. So that's it for all the 12 ascendant signs, and you can check it from your moon sign also. I will recommend it that check it from your ascendant sign first and then from your moon sign. And if you have liked this video, press the like button, share it to your near and dear ones, and your comments are always welcome to me. Your opinions, your queries, type it down in the comment box. And if you are new to this channel, tap onto the subscribe button, click onto the notification bell icon, so that every time I make a new video you get notified instantly. And anytime if you want a consultation from me, check the links in the description section. You can directly mail me through my email ID. So that's it from my side. So next time when I come back, I will be coming back with a new video for all of you. So thanking you. Bye bye.